Imagine a world where the renowned explorer Vasco da Gama never set foot on the shores of India. A world where the spice routes remained undiscovered by the Portuguese. A world where the course of history took a dramatically different turn. Today, we'll delve into this fascinating hypothetical scenario, comparing it against the actual historical events. In the late 15th century, Vasco da Gama's voyage to India marked a pivotal moment in history. It opened up new trade routes, brought about cultural exchanges, and set the stage for the Age of Discovery. The Portuguese established colonies, built forts and churches, and introduced their language and customs to the Indian subcontinent. But what if Vasco da Gama had never sailed around the Cape of Good Hope to reach India? It's intriguing to ponder how this might have changed the course of history. In the absence of the Portuguese, would other European powers have found their way to India? Or would the subcontinent have remained isolated from Europe for a longer period of time? Without Vasco da Gama's voyage, the Portuguese might not have established their colonies in India. Their influence on the local culture, language, and architecture would be absent. The forts and churches that are now historical landmarks might never have been built. It's also probable that the spice trade would have developed differently. The Portuguese monopoly on the spice trade was a significant factor in their economic prosperity. Without this, the balance of power in Europe could have shifted, leading to different outcomes in the geopolitical landscape. Moreover, without Vasco da Gama's voyage, the Age of Discovery might have been delayed. This era, marked by extensive overseas exploration, significantly shaped the world as we know it today. It led to the exchange of ideas, cultures, and goods on a global scale. In a world where Vasco da Gama never visited India, the ripple effects would be felt far beyond the Indian subcontinent and Portugal. The map of the world might look different, and the balance of power might have shifted. The cultural, linguistic, and architectural imprints of Portuguese colonization might be absent. Global trade routes, particularly the lucrative spice trade, might have taken a different shape, and the Age of Discovery might have unfolded at a different pace or even in a different way. In conclusion, Vasco da Gama's voyage to India was a turning point in history. It shaped the world in ways that are still evident today. Without it, the course of history might have been dramatically different. While it's impossible to know for sure, it's fascinating to consider these what-if scenarios, as they offer a unique perspective on the interconnectedness of historical events.